Now, I'm not on a yoga mat, I'm not in a yoga studio, but this video right here is about yoga. I want to leave this video in not the classic yoga setting, because yoga is not only for the mat. We have this understanding in Western society and culture that yoga is simply asana, simply the movements and the posture, completely eliminating 7 other extremely valuable components of yoga. Yoga is meditation. Yoga is breath. Yoga is self-study, okay? Yoga has to do with the actions that we make in our life and the way we choose to live and the way we choose to relate with people. I believe that the true purpose of the practice, and this is the hard part, but I've seen people do it and it's absolutely beautiful, is to get to such a place where your body is simply a vessel for Source to create and to be and to give and to receive, but to receive only for the purpose of giving and creating and sharing again. So it's without ego, which means without fear, right? It's without doubt, but that's also because you're not concerned about the opinions of others, because you know that your actions are coming from a pure place. It's trying to live as close to truth as possible. Authenticity. It's the hardest thing, because sometimes it's not clear where our actions are coming from. Is it ego? Or is it Source? Most people don't actually know what meditation is. So let's talk about it. Meditation is when we try to remove ego and we try to remove thoughts. But listen, sometimes in meditation, we don't remove our thoughts. I meditate every morning. I forgot to this morning. When I'm in new places, this is not my house. When I'm in new places, I sometimes fall off, but those are the times that we need to put even more effort in to make sure we stay on. But when we meditate, what we're really trying to do is become as close to Source as possible. We try to remove all of our thoughts, or we witness our thoughts. And sometimes just witnessing our thoughts is the first thing. If you sit in meditation and you try to connect with your breath and you try to remove all thoughts from your mind, but you still find, like usually you don't realize them coming in. Usually time passes and you check back in and you're like, oh crap, I was thinking. And I know that happens when I'm teaching classes all the time. Folks who are in my class, they say I always chime in at the perfect time in Shavasana when I come back in, and I'm like, if you've been lost in your thoughts, now's the time to come back. And they're like, man, how did she know? You've probably experienced that in a yoga class as well. We know because it happens all the time. And the practice of yoga is not to not have thoughts, period. It is the practice of recognizing when we've been in our thoughts and learning every time to come back to the breath and come back to the body. So that's one thing. We constantly want to remove ourselves from our thoughts and be present. Thoughts are either in the past or the future, but they are not in the present moment. Only thing in the present moment is right now. Right now. Right now. And if we are getting constant influx of thoughts in, then what we want to do is witness them. Because some of us don't even really notice the nature of our thoughts. And we struggle to understand that we are not our thoughts. That is like my mantra. We are not our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. I am not my thoughts. Just because we're receiving all of this information about the world and it's informing us and impacting us, we don't have to claim that as ours. We don't have to align with that identity just because it's in our environment, we get to pick and choose. So when I say we get to pick and choose, who are we? Who's doing the picking and the choosing? That person is you. Okay? That's where you can really see the difference. Because if I'm able to have all these thoughts and see them come by and say, where did that one come from? I don't like that one. Let's assess it. Let's move it. Let's get rid of it. Let's change it. Let's flip it around. I get to do that. So meditation helps us realize that we've got all of this information just swarming in, and we do not have to take it all in. Because we're very sensitive. All of us are very sensitive beings. And we have negative thoughts sometimes that say we're not enough, or that we're not pretty, or that we're not smart, or that so-and-so doesn't like us, or that we did this wrong, or, we have those thoughts that come in and we're like, fuck. I don't know if I can say fuck on YouTube. I'm new to this. And those really have a negative impact on us. They really do. Those make us really sad, and they get embedded into our whole web of understanding of who we are and how we move. It goes in and it goes right back out. It impacts our worldview and therefore impacts how we act. That's a thing. So meditation helps us see our thoughts, witness our thoughts, and get an understanding of what are we taking in and what are we calling true? Because most likely it's not true. You get to decide what's true for you and what you want to accept and what you want to believe. Meditation helps us realize that. So it helps us see our thoughts. It helps us witness where we're at. And then if we are able to remove the thoughts completely, if we are able to get to a point where we're really just focused on the inhale and the exhale, that's it. Oh my God. And if you do that every day for 20 minutes, if you do it even longer, oh my God. This is the magic. Eventually we get to a place of magic where I simply have no words. Check out the Bhagavad Gita. That's a sacred yogic text that is so extremely important for anyone who's going in this journey to review, and there's many others as well, but this one I think really helps understand Atman, the one universal consciousness that we all are, and how when we meditate and we're able to connect with that source, then we find a place of home within ourselves. And then anywhere feels like home. Man, that's the magic. So yoga is more than just the mat. It's more than just the postures. It's also meditation. It's also the breath. Because get this, the breath is our tether to this life. Imagine an actual string, an actual tether. The second we stop, well, not the second, it's actually quite beautiful. We can actually hold our breath for a pretty long time. But after a time, without that breath, we're no longer here. So we breathe to constantly have a connection to our aliveness. Building a relationship with Madre Tierra, with Mother Nature, with the earth. And every breath is gratitude. And realize we don't just take. we also give it back. And the more we tune in with that, the closer we also get to source.